It's your boy Mikey Step back in the building. I want to get into some pivotal talk, man. I want to get into a guy that I'm fully supporting his return, trying to get a return to the NBA. A guy that is constantly playing, trying to get better. You gotta respect it. A guy that I was so high on, and we're kind of seeing the second coming of him with Vision and Paolo Banchero. You can see my boy right here, man. It's the Beasley, one of them ones, not five, not four, not three, not two, the one of the ones, Mike Beasley. I want to go over his career, and I want to talk about how good this guy is right now from an offensive perspective. I love all this talk, all this hoopla. It makes no sense what we're getting here for a man with disability, right? He's one of those guys that can transition. He's actually more technical than athletic. That's why he can still play into this game. No offense if Carmelo's still playing. I don't see why Michael Beasley's not playing. Let's get into the hoop metrics of this guy. This is the thing I like about him. His mid-range game is stupid, can stretch the floor. He's still 6'9". I'm not sure what teams are thinking when you're looking at a guy off the bench that can help you from a scoring perspective. He can do it in all facets. Let's talk about Jeff Green, right? Jeff Green's been around the league a long, long time. A little bit more athletic in game than Michael Beasley. I think outside of the game, I remember Mike Beasley in high school. See, I'm in these streets, so I know what he was capable of and what I've seen. The guy's a super athlete, guys. I mean, coming out of high school, this guy was second coming of everything. All right. If you guys are too young to understand or see this kid, you would say, holy shit. Him coming out everything. Everything. What I like about the new Beasley is he's loud and he's aggressive. He's loud. Look at that move. He's loud and he's aggressive. Right now, the last 2 years, he's been making a run. He's been on his Shannon Briggs shit. All right, no doubt about it. This guy's been. Oh, look at this shit, guys. It's the same thing in game. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You're gonna say, "Hey, what's you talking about?" Let's go to Minnesota. See, I'm in these streets. The biggest problem with Beasley was the start of Michael Beasley. Okay, the start of Michael Beasley was on the Miami Heat, who had everything. All right, and they drafted him number one. And they didn't have really a role for him. That fucked his whole career up. That's why I hate when teams draft players and put them in the wrong position. Because it makes them suck so fucking bad. Like, Derek Williams is another guy. Tremendous athlete. Went to a team with no fucking point guard. The guy can't create for himself. He really never got to extend his talents because the team drafted fucking wrong. There goes Beasley. Okay? Beasley's another guy in that predicament. I understand all the work hard, don't work hard, all this bullshit. But this season with the Minnesota Timberwolves, I believe he was the leading scorer. Do you see the same things you've seen on that court back then? In 2010, he was still doing that, guys. And he was actually even better, much better athlete, obviously, because he was younger. Look at this. They sent this man to China. And you can say, well, what's going on? Well, I seen him in the summer league. Mike, no offense, bro. I think your boy, what's his name, Billis, was trying to give you an opportunity. It wasn't that great, my homie. I can't lie to you. It wasn't that great. Big three looked good. Everything looked good in the setups. But that fucking summer league shit, I mean, it was miserable on the Blazers. Now, I'm going to add to a fact. It's the same type of position, guys. The first thing you want to get when you got this much talent on the outside and they're big and tall, get a point guard that can pass the ball. I understand he's a one-on-one player, but get a point guard for God's sakes. It makes a lot of sense to go ahead and draft somebody that can facilitate so you have an opportunity to really see the talents of some of your role players. And Mike Beasley falls into the fact that he doesn't need a point guard necessarily, but that would help open up the floor for him so he can do shit like this. All right, he can do that all game long. Let's go into the points average during that time with the boys on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how much he averaged. Let's see career profile. Career stats. Okay, where's the big year? There you go. Minnesota 2010. Again, not that bad. Again, the rebounding was a lot stronger in college. Wanted more for him. Wanted him to be a double-double king, but it proved that the strength was a little too much for him in the NBA. But look, Miami first 2 years, 13, 15, right? They didn't respect it. Then he came in that first year, big season. Shot 45% from the field, almost 6 rebounds, right? In 2010. God, what a career. Look how long he's played in the NBA, even though they was, considered a bust at the end of the day. 11 points for Minnesota the following year, played less minutes. Phoenix tried to get him. He did a little well there. He did in his spot minutes, he did well. Went back to Miami, played a couple years there. Okay, and then it was in Houston. Then the 15 season, averaged 13-5. Milwaukee averaged about 10-4. He's a double-digit guy. Knicks, tremendous comeback season with the Knicks. Looked very good. 13-6. And in LA, that was the big mistake, I think. Biggest mistake. I don't know why he went there, but everyone thinks LA is great. But, the setup was fucked up. He went to a bad situation. They didn't even play the fucking kid. He had to go over to Europe after the big season with the Knicks. That was a fucked up move, man. And I'm not sure why he did it. So now 14 years in this NBA. Came in around 19. I believe he's 32 years old. Let me see if I'm right about that shit. How old is this boy, man? I believe he's 32 years old, so he still has a couple years left of maintaining whatever prime he has. He's not going to be the same leaper, but he's definitely going to be that type of player that you recognize. 33, that was pretty close, okay? 33 years old. He has about 3 more years to continue doing what he's doing at current state, okay? And I think there's a lot of teams that could use him when you look at the depth chart perspective, especially teams on a championship run, even Miami, to be straight up with you. All right. When we look at rosters, let's see the best point position for this guy. I mean, no more Lakers. All right. Please, God, don't go there no more. But there's several teams that could use a backup. What about the Brooklyn Nets that had him at some point in time? What about them? How they feeling? Right? How they moving? Would they consider getting him in there? All right. Another team that I think could just use an extra punch. I love them. I love what they've obtained. Right. Okay, I love Drummond pickup. But what about Beasley off the bench? Another 4. Another big. It's a very interesting proposition for Chicago to get a Beasley, okay? Let's keep going on. Atlanta is solid, but if you don't believe in John all the way, why not? Why not a backup? Charlotte, Miles Bridges situation, really shaky. Opportunity. Maybe you get in a Beasley, okay? Continue on. Denver lost JaMychal. They still got Jeff Green as a piece, but and then your boy, what's his name, Leaping Gordon, Aaron Gordon is still there. So it doesn't make sense, but maybe it does if you're looking for a third string forward on this team. All right, if you keep going in and look at this team, Golden State lost a couple things. Do you replace him right with him? Otto Porter's gone. Golden State would be a perfect fit for him, no offense, but they got a lot of young rookies they got to play, so they may decide to go that route. And then as I continue on, Phoenix, if they're really hungry, they can go after him. Dallas would be interesting, right? On the cheap, waiting for people to kind of close up on that and say, hey, let's get something busy over there with the Golden State land, man, because they could be scary. Dallas, interesting play there for him in Dallas, pairing with Luka, coming off the bench. They could use some bench help. I think that makes a lot of sense. There you have it, man, with Beasley. A guy that's a double-double hero, potential all-star on some nights when he wants to. I think he's an incredible asset to a lot of teams in the league, and I'm not sure why he's not getting picked up. I understand there's a lot of lapses that I'm seeing in the summer league, but I believe he's been okay solid just by the points per game that we've seen from Mr. Beasley. Anyhow, what are your thoughts on Mike Beasley? You think he deserves another chance? I think he does, and I think there's teams that should grab him right now, along with Carmelo. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Your boy Step Back stepping off. I'm gone.